I had an interesting sensation last night when, as a right-thinking American, a good man, a principled man, obviously I'm rooting against the Miami Heat. Everyone of character roots against the Miami Heat. You can't like the Heat. But yet when they won, but there was this absurd argument that LeBron somehow is a choker. We've had that argument. It's ridiculous, and it was proven ridiculous. So I was pleased that that argument went away, that LeBron, who may end his career as the second greatest player ever, wins a championship. But I also found right after he won, and he was sort of authentic, I thought, genuine and kind and affable in the interviews, humble even, that I pardoned him. Like, it's over. I'm going to hate the Heat for as long as those guys are together. One of my least favorite teams in sports, but there's no more anger toward LeBron. Bravo, LeBron. I'm done hating the Heat.
Well, you know what? I'm going to double down on that. I never hated the Heat, and I never hated LeBron and all the people who got annoyed by it. I get it. I totally get it. But I thought he did choke a little bit at the end of the last, championship, obviously, right? But we did this whole long segment on winners and losers, and I said, look, I have faith that LeBron can turn it around. And it's over. He has definitely turned it around. That was history. That wasn't just LeBron becoming a champion. That was him becoming one of the greatest players ever, right? And the keys were when he figured out, hey, maybe I should drive to the basket almost every time, right?
They can't.
One, they can't stop you. Number two, if they do manage to stop you with three guys, that's when you dish out. He's a great passer.
Great passer.
Yeah, why do you think they shot like 98% from the three-point line? Because LeBron's getting them wide open shots. I could have made some of those threes. So
the argument over who's the best player in the NBA seems a ridiculous argument.
Well, it's now over, except Durant has a chance at a comeback. But right now, no. LeBron's defense is much better. His overall game, his team play, much better.
Wait, now it's over? Now it's over? It's been over for like 5 years.
Unless you were watching the Western Conference playoffs and you saw Durant annihilate awesome teams single-handedly. My final point on the Heat, look, it was sweet redemption for LeBron. And as a human being, I know a lot of people hate him and said, you had to go, you know what, the guy did it, man. And he was so wonderfully humble, not just after the game, which I loved his line about, last year I played out of hate, this year I played out of love. And you might think that's corny and it might not make sense to you. No, I hear you. But it made sense to me. And sometimes you play too hard when you're driven by the, like rage or like, I'm going to prove it to them. And then you forget to be a team player. And it's not just his comments, it was his play during the whole, championship series and the whole playoffs where he played such great team ball that I felt, and it's a funny thing, but I felt proud of him. I was like, way to be, man.